Hey James, are you at home right now? I just really wanted to talk to you about something if you had a quick moment to chat with me. I was just curious because I kind of wanted to talk to you about how dirty the house has been lately. Do you think that you could do something about that, please?
What? You want me to clean up the house? I can't believe that you're seriously asking me to do that. I'm pretty sure that's more your job than it is mine. Why in the world do you think I would even do something like that in the first place when I have a wife like you around to do it for me?
Well, I'm really busy with work, so I don't have time to clean the house as well. You do know how busy I am, don't you?
Oh, and you think I'm not busy? I have a job too, you know. You're not the only one who does anything around, you know.
I know that, but you know that I just tend to be busier than you, right? And it's not like I don't ever clean the house. I always make an effort to do something when I have the time. But I don't think it's fair that I should be the one doing anything around here. And so if you have some time right now, I would really appreciate it if you could help clean the house as well. I mean, you are the one making a mess all the time. You leave your clothes on the floor, don't put away dishes, leave empty cups all over the house. So I don't mind if you're going to do that, but if you could help clean up after yourself, that would be really great.
What the heck are you talking about, Rachel? You're the wife, so cleaning up the house is your job. Duh! How dare you even ask me to clean up when you should be the one doing it? Don't you have any sense in that head of yours at all?
I'm not trying to make you do anything, James. I'm only asking that you help me a little out more. I mean, I accept that I'll probably end up doing most of it anyways, but it would be really nice if you helped me.
I already told you that I'm too busy with work to have time for any of that. Honestly, you think I have time to do all the housekeeping and do my job? Don't be ridiculous. If you're gonna treat me like this, then maybe I should just go and tell my mom about the kinds of things that you're saying to me.
I get that you're busy with work, James. I really do. But I'm just saying that I'm busier and I bring home more money.
Oh, there we go. The truth finally comes out. I knew that this was all about it. I work my butt off and try so hard, and it's still not enough for you because I don't make enough money. Well, excuse me.
I'm not even trying to make this about money or anything. I'm just saying that you and I both work, and I'm the only one who helps out around here. So could you please just try tidying up a little now and then? I mean, I'm really kind of reaching the limits of patience with you, James. Besides, next week is my little brother's wedding, and I have so much I need to get ready before that happens. So I just don't have time to clean right now. So please, all I'm asking is for a little bit of help around the house. Is that really so much to ask for? You really have got some nerve, young woman. Do you even realize that? Honestly, I have no idea where you even get off. I mean, are you serious? Tracy, so lovely to hear from you. I'm sorry, but I really have no idea what this could be about. Would you care to fill me in? I heard that you were going to take time off work. Is that true? Are you really going to do something like that? Because I don't remember giving you any sort of permission to do anything like that. So just who do you think you are, huh? Permission? I'm sorry, but since when do I need permission from anyone to do something like this? It's my job and my time off that I earned. So if I want to take it, I am well within my rights too. You don't really get a say in any of it. What are you talking about? I'm your mother-in-law. You should know by now that you should always run these things by me before you just go and ask for time off. I mean, did you even check to make sure that you weren't taking time off on a day when you were supposed to be cleaning? There's a schedule for the housekeeping, and if you're not going to respect that, is even the point of having it? Besides, you know that the days when you're not cleaning the house are the days that you're supposed to be going to work and earning money for us. So don't you go talking to me as if you get to make up your schedule without worrying about anyone else has to say about it. Tracy, I'm really sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about at all. Do you really think you can tell me what to do? I mean, what is it that you are wanting from me? I want you to know that right now you're being an absolutely terrible daughter-in-law. How dare you take time off work without asking me first? You have no right to just laze about, especially not without my permission. Tracy, you're being completely unreasonable, and I really just don't think I could talk to you at all like this. But I would really like it if you quit trying to boss me around, because quite frankly, I don't care what you have to say. I'm taking time off my work, and that is that. It's already done, and I won't be changing anything. But I never gave you the permission to do that. You can't just leave work without asking me. Are you seriously still harping on about this? Besides, I know you're just taking time off of work to go back to your hometown. Isn't that right? Well, also, you forgot to ask me permission for that anyways. Are you talking about my little brother's wedding? Because if you think I'm missing that for anything, then you're dead wrong. Besides, I did invite James to come along with me, but he said he would rather have malaria than go to my brother's wedding. So anyways, I was going to just go by myself. Fine then, but if you're going to go to this wedding, then it means that on another day, you have to take James and I on vacation. Wait, what? Why? That doesn't even make any sense. If you can't do this for me, then you don't have permission to go to the wedding. Got it? Tracy, you're really not making any sense to me right now. But anyways, I'm going to take time off of work and I'm going to go to my brother's wedding, and that is all I have to say on the matter. I really don't even understand why my doing this is so upsetting you in the first place. It just doesn't make sense. Because you didn't ask me for permission for any of this beforehand. I've already told you. You need to think about the family before you go and just run off like this. I mean, how selfish can someone get? What exactly was I not thinking about before making any of these plans? I still don't get the point that you're trying to make. You really just don't get it at all, do you? I'm your mother-in-law and you're not allowed to do anything without my permission. And if you even think of trying to cross me, then it will be the end for you. Got it? Right. Well, I guess I will keep that in mind for future reference. Thank you. But anyways, like I've said, the plans are already in place. I've already gotten the time off and I'm going to my brother's wedding. So I understand that you might have some complaints about it, but that isn't going to change the fact that I'm going to go. Alright then, I see that you make your mind. But don't say that I didn't warn you. I really would just like you to leave me alone more than anything, Tracy. Anyways, I have to get back to work now, so bye, I guess. I can't believe it. I really thought that you would have woken up and found some sense beforehand, but you really did go to your brother's wedding. How in the world did my poor son end up with such a selfish, horrible woman? But that's okay, because as of today, you're finished, completely through. Hello again, Tracy. Just what in the world could you be talking about this time? Are you still under the impression that you can tell me how to live my life? Because I don't intend to just take order from you. I work a full-time job, I keep the house clean, I'm allowed to take some time for myself and my family now and then. I mean, I don't even understand the problem that you have with me taking time off just to go to my brother's wedding. How many times are you going to make me repeat myself, Rachel? I am upset because you did all of this without my permission first. There you go again, just ignoring what I'm completely saying and what I just said to you. Well, I don't care what else you have to say to me because as of now, you and James are no longer married. I decided that I don't need a daughter-in-law who isn't going to obey me like she should, and you taking time off of work was the last straw for me. Wait a second, are you telling me that you got James and I divorced? You can't really be serious about that, right? I am very serious. It's done and there's nothing you can do about it. I really just don't even know what to say to you. I mean, what is the matter with you? You really broke up your own son's marriage all because your daughter-in-law wouldn't become your slave and follow every word? I mean, me taking time off work, using my own PTO, really made you this upset? I don't even know what to think about that. I told you that I haven't given you my permission, and yet you just went ahead and did it anyways. You don't have anyone to blame but yourself this time. I warned you over and over again that the only time you shouldn't be at work is when you're at home keeping the house clean. And now you're not at work or at home, so you really left me with no choice at all to do this. You must really be one of the most selfish women that I have ever met in my entire life. But I suppose since you've already gone and sent off the divorce papers, there is really nothing at all that can be done about it now. So whatever, fine. I give up on this whole thing anyways. There's no point in trying to talk sense into you anyways. That's right, there's nothing you can do about it. I've won and you've lost, and that's it. Mwahahaha. This is what you get for running off to your little brother's wedding and ignoring what your mother-in-law has to say to you. So you don't have to bother coming home at all since you don't have a house or husband to come back to anymore. Alright then, if that's really what you want, then I won't be coming home. Good, and I never ever want to see your face again. Do you understand me? Oh, don't worry, you won't. This honestly couldn't have happened sooner. If you really want to know how I feel about it, I'll just come over tomorrow to collect my things, and then I'll be out of yours and James' lives forever. Although I'm sure that the two of you are going to have some big change that you'll need to get used to me without there. So good luck with that. Oh, please. The only things that's going to change once you're gone is how much better our lives are finally going to be. I don't need anyone but my son, and I certainly don't need some useless woman like you hanging around and dragging him down. So you're really sure that you want to do this then? I mean, you do know that James only brings up about $600 a month, don't you? Wait, what? What do you mean? That can't be right. Anyways, I guess I need to go and call some moving companies to help me get all my things from the house. But I guess I really have to thank you for finally freeing me from that dead weight that was hanging around my neck. Rachel, are you there? Please, you have to pick up the phone. I really need to talk to you. This is an emergency. Please, pick up. I don't have anything to say to you, Tracy. Not only that, but I'm at work right now and can't talk on the phone anyway. So just what is it? What could you possibly want from me now? And don't bother calling again because I won't pick up. If you want to talk to me, you can text me. Okay then, I'll just cut straight to the point. Do you think you could come and move back in with me and James, please? Wait, what? You can't actually be serious about that, right? I know that you didn't just ask me that. I realized that I may have made a few mistakes in the past. And anyways, I realized that I said some things that were wrong, and I was just hoping that you would come back here to live with us. We can just let all that bad blood that we used to have between be water under the bridge and not worry about that anymore, okay? So please come back to us? Yeah, that is going to be a very strong no from me. Thank you for the invite, though. Wait, what? What do you mean no? How can you be rejecting this? I said please. I'm saying no because I know that the only reason you want me to move back in with you both is because you're probably really behind on bills, isn't it? But if you think that I'm going to go back just because of your personal piggy bank, you have got another thing coming. Because I want nothing to do with you ever again. I have no idea what you might be talking about at all, Rachel. No, actually, that would be... I'm the one who has no idea what you're talking about. I mean, you were the one that forged divorce papers and broke up James and I's wedding. So I have no idea what you're thinking begging me to come back to you. You're nothing to me now. You're not my mother-in-law, and you're certainly not something who I feel like I owe anything to. You told me that you never even wanted to see my face again, remember? But I didn't really mean that. I just made a mistake. But I hereby formally give you permission to come back home. Now you'll come back, won't you? I never used to give two hoots about your permission, and I certainly don't care at all about them now. But you're not going to get a single penny from me, got it? This is a problem for you and James to figure out, and I want nothing to do with it. But wait, you can't just leave us like this. I mean, you know that we don't have any money to take care of ourselves. And just whose fault is that for kicking me out of the house in the first place? You're trying to say that this is all my fault, but that isn't true. I mean, I didn't even do anything to you. Yes, you did. You got James and I divorced and you kicked me out of the house. This is all your fault, and you need to accept that and the fact that I'm not going to help you. But I really didn't know that James made so little money. I mean, after you told me that, I asked him about it because I thought you were just trying to scare me, but then he said it was true. Then I told him that I submitted divorce papers for the two of you, and he totally freaked out on me. He's really scary all the time, and I can't just live with this. Well, that sounds to me like you are a problem, really. Please, I had no idea that you were actually paying for everything in the house this whole time. I thought it was James giving me spending money the whole time, but it was really coming from you. That's right, and it's been like that the whole time, but you just had no idea, and I doubt you would have believed it if I tried to convince you otherwise. But how could I ever guess something like that? That was really true. I would have no way of knowing. I tried to explain to you before actually, multiple times in fact. But every time I did, you just called me a jealous liar. But the fact that your son barely makes any money at all and you never bothered to ask him about it until it was too late. I didn't hide anything from you at all. You were just too dumb to do your homework before you went and kicked me out. But that isn't fair. How was I even supposed to know that was something I should have looked into in the first place? And it still doesn't change the fact that we don't have any money for ourselves. Well, I don't know what you want me to do about it. I already told you that you aren't going to get a cent from me. So don't bother asking. You were more than happy to live off my salary and use me to keep the house clean. And all the time, I never once got a word of gratitude. But I'm telling you that I had no idea about what the circumstances really were. And just whose fault is that? I thought that you were working so hard at cleaning the house because you knew that you didn't make enough money to be able to say anything against it. I really did think that James made more than you and that you were trying to get him to clean the house for you on top of that. Well, now you know that it was the exact opposite, not that it's going to change anything for you, you know? In fact, James doesn't even have a full-time job. He just works part-time anyways. Wait, what? Is that really true? That's right. So the fact that he's even making that much money is honestly a miracle given how few hours he works. Anyways, I don't really see the point in carrying on this conversation any further. I've told you all that you need to know. And nothing you say is ever going to make me change my mind in a million years. So you and James can have a good time figuring this out amongst yourself. Just leave me out of it. After that, I heard that the bills continued to pile up for Tracy and James, and that soon they couldn't even afford to make payments on the house anymore and they were kicked out. James was still furious at his mom and blamed what was happening all on her. He even stole what little money she had in her savings and ran off. Tracy had no choice but to go back to her hometown and beg her relatives to let her live with them. Except it was while Tracy was staying with her relatives that they learned that James had taken out some huge loans in her name before he ran off and disappeared. So not only did Tracy have every last penny stolen from her by her son, but he even took money from her that she didn't even have. I heard that when Tracy realized how she had been betrayed by her son and just how little James actually cared for her, that she fell into a deep depression and hardly even left the house. The debt problem was eventually cleared up because of the fraudulent nature of it. But even so, I don't think the damage it did to Tracy's heart ever recovered. As for James, I have no idea where he is right now. He fell off the map and is wanted for identity theft in connection to what he did to his mom. But whether he's been caught or is still on the run, whether he settled down and found a real job or is still a bum leeching of others, I just really have no clue at all. All I do know is that I'm glad to get rid of both of them and get on with my life without them. It was somewhat hard adjusting to being single after I went to my brother's wedding, but I talked to my family and they agreed to let me stay with them a while, until I searched for a new place to live in. When I found one, I thanked my family and moved out. Now I'm able to concentrate on my work and on myself without people in my life expecting me to do everything for them.
Yo, old lady Kelsey, when the hell are you going to leave my brother? You're old as a rock now and still haven't given him any kids. Do you understand that you're the one holding my brother back from being a real man? I don't like to see him hanging on to such spoiled trash, so please either give him some kids, which might be impossible for you, or get lost. Heidi, again with all of this, I told you this before. The two of us are not going to get a divorce. And when it comes to having kids, the way you talk about it is rude. I'm very sure that if things like having kids or not were a big deal to him, he would have made that a lot clearer to me before we'd gotten married. I feel so bad for my brother, though. He had to marry someone as defective as you. If he'd just gone with someone half his age, he would be better off and happy. But all he has now is a grandma that doesn't do anything besides work all day. Hey, do you not realize how rude you're being to me? I know you've been against me for a while, but we're both adults here and should keep to ourselves if we don't want anything to do with the other rather than start something. And by the way, when it comes to having kids, the one who you should be having a problem with isn't me, but rather your older brother. We've told everyone in the family now that we are still going through infertility treatments, right? Is that how you're going to pass off your problems? There's no way that my brother has problems making kids. It's always been the woman that has the issues, right? And I'm sure that this is all due to you being old and worn out now. That is not the problem here, though. I get that you don't want to accept reality because you're so in love with your brother, but being this rude and aggressive towards me needs to end. Huh? And don't say that kind of nasty stuff. What does me loving my brother have to do with you being a defect? I'm not having problems accepting reality either. You're not? Because right now it seems like you've made a world of your own to escape the truth of this world. I feel that you're getting the wrong idea here, so I'll tell you straight. Even though you're married to my brother, you'll always be an outsider. I never thought of you as my family, and I never will. So stop trying to act like you're so close to me when you aren't. All right, I get that. But I am still married to your brother, and he and I are family and plan to grow it. So I'd rather you not talk bad about us and be nice. Huh? Shut up. You're gross. Are you saying all of this because you're that old? I'm sorry, but you're never going to have a family with my brother. You call me old and all that, but I'm still in my early 30s. I don't think this is the correct age for you to be calling me a grandma or anything close to that. Well, I'm in my early 20s. And to me, a woman that's only just gotten married in her 30s is garbage, right? How the hell did you even get my brother to start liking you? When he saw that I was working very hard in my career, he fell in love with me and told me just that. Of course, I did spend a lot of my younger years working, but now that I have him in my life, I'm a very happy woman. And of course you are. Who wouldn't be happy being married to my brother? But the fact that you got to marry him without ever getting my permission first? The only reason you're upset is because you've somehow chosen to hate me. Even your parents like me more than you do. But you are the only one in the family that seems to have something out for me. I remember when your brother had first brought me over saying I was his girlfriend. You were so cold to me and never spoke a word to me. So you're going to blame me for hating you because you don't understand your own problems? If you were an actual decent woman, I'd be all right with you. Well, it doesn't matter what you go on about anyway, as I don't have the attention span to listen to an old hag. Is that so? All right then. I've always been aware of you hating me, but recently you've really gone and made it clear to me. Is this all because I'm married to your brother now? Huh? And that has nothing to do with this. I guess I just feel that after I get married, you're only going to get worse around me, acting like you know everything. So that's why right now I'm trying to prevent you from being a pain in my butt. I knew it. I am not trying to do anything bad over here. I just wanted to be married to your brother and start a wonderful family with him. So you really don't have to worry about me heckling you all the time because I have my family to focus on. You talking like you're my older sister is really freaking annoying. The only person that I see as my sibling is my brother. I'll never accept you as my sister-in-law, okay? I know that already. If you keep saying that over and over to me, you're really going to piss me off, so please stop. Well, that's what I want to happen, actually. Awesome, I'm finally starting to dig deeper into you. Well, if you're getting annoyed with me, don't you think it's a good time to leave my brother? You hate having a little sister like me, right? I'm not getting a divorce over something like that. I guess no matter what I tell you, it's useless. Well, go ahead and do as you please.
Good work today, Kelsey. As for the next meeting that's been planned for everyone within the company, we are going to move forward with what's on the schedule. If you have anything to say about it, please let me know.
All right, thank you. I think continuing things the way they are is okay. And this time, your cousin will be there as well, right? So please don't feel as though you need to ask me before going ahead with the plans.
Thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to this. I hope that this will really improve everyone within the company.
Right now, I'm having a look at everyone coming to the meeting. This Fred Sanders is your cousin, correct? I need to make sure to go greet him myself.
And that would make myself and Fred very happy. Fred respects you very much, and that's why he would really like to work a long time within your company.
No, that's great to hear and all, but he has to bring the right tools to the table and show me that he's willing to work.
Of course! But you said it yourself that you're wanting to take some time and be back home with your family, correct? Back when you drank a bit at that party.
Well, that's the truth, actually. But for the time being, it'll be a distant hope of mine. Just know that I'm not going to be stepping down from my position.
That's great to hear. I know it's a troubling task to have to balance both work and home. And I'm still wondering if you've become more distant from your sister-in-law. I heard that things between you two have been rough.
Well, about that. She's planning to get married soon. But if I were to come to her wedding, she'd definitely cut ties with me. Well, her parents and my husband don't really mind that happening, though, and actually I think it'd be a good thing for us.
Huh? She's getting married now? I never thought someone with her personality would ever be able to land a man willing to tie the knot with her.
Actually, I was thinking the same thing. Crazy that there's someone in this world that actually likes her back. When she introduced him to the family, she spoke to me with such a terrible tone. But somehow that didn't seem to faze him at all.
That's wild. But the fact that he's willing to marry her is a great thing, and I'm thankful for that. She'll finally have something to keep her busy, like making a family with him. And that'll be the perfect time for you both to cut ties.
Right? And now that we're talking about it, there's something funny I've noticed. Regarding the people on this list, there is someone here that has the same name as her fiancé.
What? Are you sure? There's no way that could be a coincidence, right? Who is it?
A man by the name of Josh Flesher? I'm sure that it's just someone who happens to have the same name.
No, I think there's a real chance he is her fiancé. What will you do? If he is the real man.
Well, if that's actually the case, then I'll have a good laugh at first.
Well, it would be pretty funny if he's actually going to be marrying her. I want to believe it. The relationship being in close proximity to you would really be a game changer.
Sure would be. Well, I'll let you know if that's really him and what happens after. Make sure to hope for it, though.
Will do. I'll be going now.
Have a good day, and thank you. What? Have you really come to my wedding? What the hell do you think you're doing? I never even asked for you to be at this wedding. You can say that, but I'm still your family. And I'm not here today, though, to shove that in your face. In terms of why I'm actually here, it's only to see the wedding, and that's it. Do you not understand English or something? Why would I ever invite you to my wedding when you're just some old hag? For what reason did you really come today, Grandma? There's no seat for you here, so get out, please.
Hey, Heidi. I think I've had enough of you. You and I are done.
Huh? What are you talking about? Have you finally gone off the deep end, you rotten apple?
This is your husband, Josh. And I have come to see my CEO and speak with her. And while I was talking with her, you happened to send her some very inappropriate messages. And my CEO, Kelsey, was kind enough to show them all to me.
Huh? Wait, what are you saying? Is this really you, Josh? Why would you be using my sister-in-law's cell phone right now?
After seeing what you've been saying to her, I asked to borrow her phone so that I could speak with you. And from what I've seen come out of your deranged head, I want you to come and apologize to her right now.
Huh? And I have no idea what's going on right now. Can you tell me what's actually going on right now? Heidi, this is me again. I just got my phone back from Josh. I'll be explaining everything to you now. What the hell are you talking about? Why are you and Josh acting like you know one another so well? Well, the company that Josh was accepted into happens to be the company that I run. Huh? You're kidding me, right? Wait, you've been a CEO? For real? And it makes sense that you're only learning about that now. Back when I'd gone to your parents' house to introduce myself and tell you all my career, you spilled hot tea all over my lap and then ran off. And you were never then able to hear about who I am and what I do. Well, I'm sure that something like that happened a while back. Wait, you haven't actually been showing Josh everything I've sent to you, right? Oh, I have been. Right now he's standing next to me, looking like a ghost after all he's read. I've heard from him that you talked all sorts of trash about me before to him and that you planned on cutting ties to me after the wedding, right? I did. Well, don't worry, because that's what I'm planning to do as well. So hey, let's cut all ties right now. I feel that at the point we're at now, that's really the only option. Well, that's fine by me. But that also means you'll be divorcing my brother right now, right? Nope. I've been having a wonderful time being your brother's wife. We would never think of splitting up just to please his bratty little sister. Really, we're just going to be cutting ties with you. Huh? I'm not okay with that now, actually. I meant that you leave my whole family when I said I'd cut ties with you. But in your case, you'll be out of your family's house once you're married. The only one getting kicked out of the family will be you, right? Why would I? Shut up, you old outsider. You really can't stop talking. Well, don't worry, because I've thought about that as well. If you're going to keep trying to stay around my family, then I'm going to cut ties with your husband as well and fire him from the company. Huh? Wait. Why? That has nothing to do with us, right? Oh, it has a whole lot to do with us. Your husband is going to be working for me. You wouldn't want that, right? That and this are two completely separate topics, though. Josh is so happy to have a job there right now. He is going to have a really good salary there, and I'll be able to become his housewife soon as well. Our marriage will be perfect as long as he has that job. That sounds too good to be true, don't you think? I'd really want to cut ties with me, but you also want your husband to work for me? But if he continues to work there for you, you'll one day give him your role and he'll get the company, right? So I think we can stay a family for a little while longer. What? Who do you think you are? You've told me so many times that you hate me. And after the amount of times I've had to deal with you, why would I ever make your husband the next CEO, allowing you to have a wonderful life? I get it. I don't want things to get out of hand. You're more than welcome to be at the wedding today, but just make sure to make Josh the next CEO. Hold on, what are you talking about, Heidi? You're asking for him to be the next CEO when I'm considering having him fired right now? You know that after this, you and I will never see one another again. So you should be happy that I'm covering all my bases. But that's taking things way too far. What did Josh ever do to deserve this? He married someone like you, is what he did. He doesn't seem to be smart enough to choose a good wife for himself. Do you think you can live a happy life married to him after this? There's no way you can do that. There's always the possibility that if you were to divorce Josh and come to me right now asking for forgiveness on your hands and knees, I let him keep his job. But just a second ago, you made it seem pretty clear that you would be fine without me around. Well, it doesn't matter now because I've already made up my mind to cut ties with you. So I don't care what happens to you both. You're kidding me, right? I was so happy to finally have the chance to be a housewife. Oh, my life is going to be ruined. Well, that's all thanks to your horrific attitude. Right now, Josh is pretty furious with you. I think by the way he's talking about you, your marriage to him won't last much longer. Your time is fleeting away very quickly, so you'd better get to work on changing your personality and making things right with him. After that, Josh was like a ticking time bomb ready to blow at any moment, and he called for Heidi to come and see him. And just as she walked up to him, he punched her square in the face, and things had become a whole lot more severe. This wasn't any small punch either, and it ended up giving her an instant black eye. And she was on the ground cold for a minute at least. And before Josh could do anything else, there were men that rushed to restrain him and keep him from doing any more harm to himself or her. The police were called to the wedding, where they ended up taking the both of them into custody as they needed to question the both of them on what had been going on inside their heads. And following this, their marriage went down the drain in no time. Of course, everyone in the family was also fed up with Heidi, and as she sat there playing the victim and asking for help, they all left and cut ties with her. But I'm sure that she'll be getting the help she needs in no time while she's in court having to fight Josh over what had happened to her and what had caused him to do such a thing. You can really only call this justice served after the way her ego got the best of her and made her say and do terrible things to Kelsey. And I'm sure that wherever Kelsey is now and whatever she's doing at this point, she'll be laughing for days to come about how Heidi ended up laying flat on the ground after all she'd done. Let's just all hope that she'll never have to see Heidi again, and that wherever Heidi's poor choices lead her, they don't lead her right back to Kelsey.